guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. Super excited to bring you down memory lane. 3 years ago I made a video of this recipe, and unfortunately the camera work, the lighting, the camera that I was using at that time, all of the above, I felt like this deserves a remake. And for those of you that haven't watched all my 800 and some odd videos, you don't have to go back and search for this recipe. The recipe can be found though in the bulk canning book, and it's on their recipe label. It's called a Thai hot and sweet chili sauce. It is absolutely delicious. It's so good on fish and chicken and beef, and as a marinade for beef jerky, you name it. This is really a good sauce to have on your pantry shelf, and you know everything that goes in it. So if you're interested in canning, this is a simple and easy way to start, and super easy recipe. So go down in the about section below, check out all the links that I've left for you. I've even got my mailing address. If you make this, go ahead and post a picture on my Facebook page. All right, guys, let's go make this delicious and easy canning project. Come on. I've got my jars are in the dishwasher getting sanitized. I've got it on the sanitized setting, so it's really hot water and hot drying time, and it works out just fine. I always wash my jars prior to even putting them in with hot soapy water. So the ingredients list is pretty simple. You need a half a cup of minced garlic, and I just did 2 big bulbs, all the cloves off of 2 bulbs of garlic. Any extra I have, if I have any, will go in the refrigerator in a jar with a little olive oil, and I can use it throughout the week for recipes, or you can put it in there without the olive oil, but I like that. You're going to need 6 cups of red wine vinegar, and I like to, or not red wine vinegar, excuse me, apple cider vinegar, and you want one with the mother in it. It's just better for you. You need some hot pepper flakes, and I buy these in bulk because we use so many of them. I've got 6 cups of sugar over here, and that's 6 cups of the vinegar. And excuse my dishwasher in the background. It's, you know, dumping out water. And then I've got some clear gel, which I am going to thicken this because this is not only a dipping sauce, it's also great as a glaze. So let's get to chopping this garlic, and I'll bring it back. Okay, so we just pulse this little mini food processor. This is a great item to have on hand. It just, instead of bringing out the big machine, you've got this, and it does a great job. Okay, now just turn that. And you have all that nicely, finely minced garlic. Let's get a spatula and spoon it into our little measuring. Take your blade out and set that aside. And this is always fun to try to get these into your cup, but it works. And the garlic, it doesn't overpower this at all. It's just one of my favorite go-to sauces, and when I run out, I have to immediately make some because it's such an easy recipe. And I kind of pack this down. I want to make sure we get plenty of garlic. Yeah, so that's might as well use it all. There's only about a tablespoon, left in here, and as I make a mess, because like I said, it's kind of awkward. So we'll go ahead, put the rest in our pan here, so we don't waste any of that good garlic. And what's in our measuring cup, and that's a half cup measuring cup. Let me wipe up my mess here. And we'll wipe the counter off. Spray a little disinfectant. I gotta wipe everything off as I go. You know, I just don't want to forget what I've done. So we'll unplug this and get it out of the way. And we're gonna go ahead and add our pepper flakes. Everything, it's a one-pot deal. It all goes in the pot together. And because we went a little over on the garlic, we're going to go a little bit, just maybe a teaspoon over on the pepper flakes, so that everything is balanced the way it should be. Smell that capsaicin when I can smell. Our 6 cups of sugar go in, just white sugar, and then we go ahead and excuse me. Then we go ahead and start our vinegar. And you need 6 cups of vinegar. And when you smell this by itself, the vinegar smell is kind of overwhelming. So, but once you taste it, oh, you are gonna love this. It is so good on so many things. Okay, we are at 6 cups. And that's perfect. Pour that in. Then we've got to get this on the stove. So I'll take you over there and I'll show you what we got. Okay, so I've got everything in the pot. Now I will tell you, when you read the instructions, and if you look at my other video that I did 3 years ago, you keep the garlic and the peppers separate until you've boiled your mixture. But I'm not going to do that. I found that you don't need to over time of making this. You can do this all together. It has a really pretty color that way because the peppers kind of infuse instead of leaving it more translucent, I guess you'd say. And the garlic flavor is more intense as well as the spiciness. So I do it all in one pot. I did not show you, but you add a tablespoon of non-iodized salt to this. I use kosher salt. You could use Himalayan pink salt or canning salt. I'm not a fan of canning salt just because it's so over-the-top salty to me. I found that I've ruined some recipes by doing what the recipes call for. Just too salty to me. And you could leave the salt out. You certainly don't need it, but it balances the sweet and the acidity of the vinegar. So anyway, we're going to bring this up to a boil. And we are going to go ahead and boil that, let's see, for 5 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and ladle it into our jars. But before we ladle it, if it's not as thick as I'd like it to be, I'm going to add some of my clear gel, and I'll make a slurry with that. You want to make a slurry, then you got to bring, if it's not doesn't keep boiling, then you've got to bring it back up to a boil it for 1 minute and shut that heat off. If you overboil the clear gel, it reverses the effect of the thickening. So anyways, my canner, I just turned my canner on, and we're going to get that up to roughly 180 degrees. We're going to put some boiling water over our lids just so they can heat up, and I can't wait. I have been craving this. My jars out here. I have some 12-ounce jelly jars as well as some 8-ounce. The recipe says that it will do 9 8-ounce jars, and I found that it actually does come really close to that every single time. So that being said, you want to make sure that you dip your cloth that you're going to clean off the rims with some vinegar. Cut through that sugar, because if you get any sugar on there, it could create a problem for your seal. And you can fill these to 1/4 of an inch of headspace, which is kind of nice. And try to get it as close as possible, and then I kind of stir as I go along in there. And it's really liquidy right now, but as soon as you let it set and cool, it thickens up. You don't want to get it too thick, I don't think. Okay. And how fantastic is this? Oh. And no matter how hard I try, I always get some of this on my towel. Trying to put a pretty backdrop for you guys, and I make a mess. So it's sweet, it's spicy, and any of you that love that Thai chili sauce, oh, you're gonna love this. So I'm gonna get these out of the way, and we'll bring over my next jar to fill, which are hot. I mean, they're not too hot to handle, but pretty warm. They're fresh out of that hot water. I can smell the garlic. Okay, so I'm going to finish cleaning these. I'll wipe the rims of my jars really, really well. Put a lid and a ring, fingertip tight, and put them in the canner. Water bath for 15 minutes. Pretty. And then open, take the lid off your canner and 5 minutes to rest in there before you pull them out. So I'll show you 4 12-ounce jars and 4 half pints. So I've got 4 half pints in there, and then if you look over here, there's another half pint there that we're going to use for our supper tonight. And so again, I'm going to water bath can these, put the lid on, bring it to a rolling boil, water bath can them for 15 minutes, then take the lid off, shut the heat off, and let them sit for 5 minutes before I unload the canner. So super easy. Make sure you put vinegar in your water, because if you have hard water, your jars will come out all cloudy with the hard water sediment. Although it's very easy to fix. You just add vinegar, bring it back up to a boil, put everybody back in for a minute, and it's gone, or just wipe them off. So, all right guys, we'll be back with the finished product. Yum. So I'm ready to take these out of the canner. I'm excited. I have beautiful Thai sweet and spicy chili sauce. And I'll let these set for a while here, and then when they're just about, already pinging, pop the top. When they're just about ready to set completely, I'll go ahead and give them a little bit of a shake to distribute the garlic and the peppers. The peppers tend to float, the garlic tends to sink, but it's all good. They're just beautiful. I'm so excited. I am very happy with the results. And I have chicken in the oven right now for our first little taste of this batch. And you can kind of go ahead and mix those around if you want. As you're taking them out of the canner. Remember, this is a sauce, so it's not too thick. It's not like jelly, although you could make this into a fantastic jelly. And maybe I'll do a recipe like that, because this in a jelly form would be amazing. So I'm just giving them a toss. All right. So there is my beautiful sweet and spicy Thai chili sauce that is so easy to make, you guys. I'm telling you, it's one of my favorites. Everyone that tries this absolutely loves it. So you can serve it over cream cheese. You can put it with fish. Shrimp is amazing. Use it as a glaze. And believe it or not, glaze a ham with this and you'll never want to have it any other way. So that being said, I can't wait to see you next time. I hope if you're not a subscriber, you hit subscribe, and you always come back for my next recipe. And my next one will be what I'm using this on. So